giant freed himself from the ropes. The general thrust a long spear. Then everyone threw hooks, forcefully pulling the giant to the ground, and so the giant was bound and taken into the palace. His name is Gulliver. He mistakenly entered a land of little people. They locked Gulliver in prison, then dragged him to plow the fields. Like directing an ox, the general sat atop giving commands. Suddenly an enemy nation attacked, kidnapping the princess. The general quickly untied the plow, controlled Gulliver to turn back. The general rushed into the castle. Soldiers helped Gulliver remove the shackles. A big head suddenly appeared on the balcony. Gulliver gently grabbed the enemy soldiers, threw them into the water, and successfully rescued the princess. But the palace was already on fire. The flames were too intense. Gulliver couldn't save the king. Suddenly he had a clever idea. Took off his pants and relieved himself, accidentally splashing it on the king's head. The general was anxious seeing this. Gulliver turned around. The remaining urine was all on the general's head. Feeling a bit embarrassed, he pulled up his pants. The king, who had just been showered in urine, immediately declared Gulliver the savior of the kingdom. A group of little people massaged Gulliver's back. The little ones even thoughtfully brewed him a pot of coffee. Wherever he went, there were the little people's services. The king built a luxurious seaside house and set up a movie theater for him. To thank him for saving the kingdom, the king officially appointed him as the general, but it caused dissatisfaction from the former general. He shut down the defense system of Lilliput. This gave the enemy nation an opportunity. They boldly launched an attack. Gulliver was sent to the battlefield. He took off his shirt and shoes, approached the enemy with a fierce demeanor, but it turned out he just wanted to negotiate. The enemy general was baffled, immediately ordered to fire at him. Countless shells hit his body. Surprisingly, he didn't feel any pain. Gulliver swung his bulky body. Shells were sent back onto the enemy's warships. Then he grabbed the fleet's ropes, successfully defeating them. Lilliput changed his hairstyle and gave him a military uniform, treating him as the hero of the kingdom. The general was very jealous of him, so he defected to the enemy nation and presented a set of armor design drawings. The general returned to the kingdom once again. Then he began the transformation into mechanical armor, instantly turning into a giant. Gulliver tried to run away, but the general wasn't about to let him go. He played with him for a while. The enemy nation took advantage of the situation and occupied the land. They banished Gulliver to another island. A large bottle covered him. Gulliver put on a Barbie dress. A girl suddenly appeared and fed him with a bottle of formula. He was treated like a toy by the girl. Facing these toys, Gulliver expressed disinterest, but the girl showed him the consequences. Gulliver immediately picked up a cup. The girl took a male doll and got intimate with him. The feeling of being played with was unbearable. His little brother found him, asked him to go back and save Lilliput. So Gulliver floated back with a parachute. To restore peace in Lilliput, he decided to challenge the general to a duel, but the general unleashed his ultimate move, electrically stunning Gulliver. At this moment, his little brother rode in on a horse to support, pulled out the machine's power cord. The machine couldn't discharge electricity anymore. Gulliver took the opportunity to kick, then picked up a statue and smashed it on the machine's head. The general couldn't withstand the heavy blows from the fat man. He fell down. Gulliver took the opportunity to damage his switch. The machine turned back into a capsule. He emerged victorious. The goddess was impressed by his courage.